Yes guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and I have something super special today. One of my mentees, Raquel, just secured her first ever Airbnb in central London. A beautiful 4-bedroom Victorian conversion, which makes her £2,000 in profit every single month. And how do I know I'm at the right address? Because we've got the Ring doorbell and a couple of lock boxes. Now let's give her a knock and let's see what's happening.
Hello, hi, welcome.
Thank you. Alrighty, so this is where we are.
This is it.
This is where the money happens.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So what are we going to do first?
We can go outside, let's have a little look outside. Watch your step.
Thank you.
So,
Beautiful.
this is like the terrace area. I've got a lot more things I want to do out here. Get more furniture. I want to put a hot tub out here this summer.
That would be really nice.
Yeah, so I feel like that will bring in the guests.
It's really good.
It's quite like a little wild garden, but it's cute, it's nice.
Yeah, it's got a lot of character
Yeah.
about it as well. And I feel like there's not going to be a lot of people on the market currently on Airbnb for similar kind of property. So I think this could be like a really good amenity.
Yeah.
And this is also something you can also add as one of your amenities on Airbnb
Exactly.
as well. Patio and garden.
Exactly.
You can probably get even a little barbecue step.
I could do a barbecue as well,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, that's what I've got here. Okay, so yeah, this is the living room. It's got a sofa bed. It sleeps 2 people, so it opens up to a double bed.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a chill out space, really.
Yeah, I can really tell, but why did you get a sofa bed as opposed to like a normal 3-seater kind of sofa?
Well, I guess back to what we keep saying is that maximising the space and maximising the opportunity. So making sure that it can sleep an extra 2 guests comfortably. So.
100%. No, I love it. What are we off to next?
So this is the kitchen area, fully equipped. Nice big fridge, air fryer, coffee machine, seats 8, the table.
So when it comes to like furnishing it, like how did you go about furnishing the property now? Was it like fully furnished or unfurnished?
It was part furnished.
Okay.
It had this table, for example, but it didn't have the chairs.
Okay.
So I had to source the chairs. I had to source the bar stools. It was part furnished, I would say.
And so did you buy everything brand new? Or?
No, I went on Vinted.
Vinted?
Yeah,
Okay.
Vinted is my
Plug
go-to.
Vinted.
Yeah, so Vinted is everything secondhand, obviously, but it was like if you shop around, you can get some good deals on
That's
there.
really good.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big pro tip because I feel like everyone sort of, even me when I first started, I went brand new, but like definitely getting things secondhand can really massively bring down your costs.
Exactly.
When it comes to setting up. And I can see like you fully equipped it, like you said, like
Yeah.
you've even added like an air fryer as well, which is also like a nice amenity, like very modern these days. And I feel like it very much helps that the property like very modern as well. And I can imagine that's like a really nice selling point.
It is, yeah.
Was there any like maintenance works that you had to do to the property, or was it pretty much ready to go?
It was ready to go.
That's really
there was
good.
no maintenance to do. And that's actually one of the, when I get feedback from guests, the kitchen is like the main thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's fully equipped. You got everything we need. So yeah, it's all
amazing.
good, yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Cool. What are we off to next?
We don't need to go out there again, do we?
No.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let's go down here.
So
this is the basement bedroom. So it's got like an ensuite as well over here. I'll show you the ensuite.
Yeah.
So this is like, you can go inside. This is the like a wet room.
Okay, amazing. So this is the next bedroom. So talk to me a bit about how you got this bedroom set up.
Okay, so this was a living room initially.
Okay.
But because we have a living room upstairs, I thought, let me turn this into a double room.
Yeah.
And then we've got the ensuite wet room right here.
Nice.
So it just makes sense to have a double room with an ensuite shower. And then, yeah, that's it really.
100%. And I love why you did that, because again, it's all about maximising the opportunity as well. Because obviously this is an extra maybe 30, 40, 50 pounds per night, because you can sleep an extra couple more people as well. So I think that's a really good plus. And also, like you said, you've got the wet room over there as well. So that's what, shower, toilet?
Yeah, it's a shower, but it's a wet room. So there's no real shower. It's just like a wet room.
Oh, sweet.
It's really cool, really nice.
Yeah. It's got a lot of character, this property. Definitely. Cool. So what we got next?
So next we've got my laundry room.
Oh, fancy.
So this is the laundry room. This is where I have the extra bedding for the sofa bed. You know, normal stuff like ironing board, washing machines here.
Okay, really good.
And then some storage for all my bedding.
Okay, that's really good. So in terms of like your linen, how do you like manage your linen?
Okay, so linen, I go to the laundrette.
Yeah.
That's basically how I do it. And my cleaner will change the bedding for me. I will come and collect the bedding from her, and I'll take it to the laundrette, and we'll just do a swapsy.
That's really good. But question, obviously, you doing that obviously is obviously, yeah, it's at a cost, but will predominantly save you a lot of time. A lot of people say, why not just do, obviously you got a washing machine here, you can dry it out. Maybe we've not got the best weather in the UK, so why not do it in the property maybe?
The reason is because it's so much linen, and these are double bed sheets, these are towels. It needs an industrial washing machine, a big drum, to do it in an efficient amount of time.
Yeah.
So I feel like going to the laundrette where they have the big tumble dryers, the big machines, I can do it quicker.
Okay.
Although it's a cost, it's reasonable.
100%,
Yeah.
no, definitely. Yeah. And what do you normally sort of like charge to your guests to kind of like clean?
I charge them £90.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And what does it cost you?
It cost me £72.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So there's margins there.
There's a little bit of margin there, and I can go towards the washing.
Okay, that's really good. What are we off to next?
Go upstairs. Yeah, so this is the family bathroom. So as you can see, it's his and hers,
Lovely.
sinks, nice, lovely bath.
Yeah, very modern.
Know? Very modern, but it's got that traditional look at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot
So it's
of
really
character
nice,
in the property.
yeah.
I imagine like a lot of guests would love it.
Yeah, they do.
Cool, what are we off to next?
Another room. Then we've got another double bedroom in here. So I just added a few chairs here just to, I guess, fill out the room a little bit.
Yeah.
The wardrobes and stuff were already here. That's why I said it was part furnished. So the wardrobes and stuff were here. I provided the beds.
That's really good. And also, I know obviously you just really wanted to quickly sort of get this property to the market. And also I know with this whole property as a whole, like you just, like a big thing for you when we started working together was just sort of getting it up and running as soon as possible because the rent isn't cheap.
Yeah.
Right? So you sort of wanted to set it up, but I know you've also got plans to do more of the property. You also mentioned with the hot tub. So what are you also looking to do, for instance, with this bedroom as well, and why?
So in this bedroom, it's already a double bed.
Yeah.
But just like, after conversations with you and how important it is to maximize your space, I thought I could move this over slightly over there and put another single bed in here. So that sleeps 3 now instead of 2.
Right.
So that's an extra person in here. And we've got the space, so why
Yeah, of
not,
course,
right?
100%.
So that's what I'm going to do in this room.
And in terms of like your demographic of guests, like what does that look like and who are you trying to appeal to?
I would say in this area, I've noticed I'm getting a lot of contractors.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that's definitely one of the...
And just for people who might not even know like what a contractor looks like in the service accommodation business.
Okay, so contractors are more like just anyone working in the area on a building site. Anyone working, not even just nearby, working on a site, doing anything really, contracting wise.
Okay.
It could be even people working from home, working away from home.
Yeah, that's a really good
So
shout.
they're living wherever they're living and they're travelling to London for work.
Okay.
And they just need somewhere to stay.
That's really
right?
good.
So
a lot of people might also say like, but just we drove past like a Travelodge, a Premier Inn. Why wouldn't those people working here and just get like a nice, professional, trusted hotel brand? Like, why would they come here?
I mean, they could do,
Yeah.
but they could come here and at the end of the day, you get a big, massive 4-bedroom house that could take up to potentially 11 people. You've got a kitchen, you've got a patio, you've got a garden, you've got all your amenities.
Yeah. A lot more home-like.
It's more homely.
Yeah.
You can work from home here.
Yeah.
It's much more, I could say, user-friendly.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know about you, but I couldn't live in a hotel for 6 months if I
Right.
was working on a site. But I could definitely live here because, again, it feels like home. You have all these amenities. You don't have a kitchen. So, and I feel like for companies, it's a lot more cost effective for them.
Exactly.
Because if they was to put them in the Travelodge for, say, £100 a night, they probably still need to give them like a food budget of like £30 a day.
Correct.
Right? So that's like more like £130. Whereas you might have them at £80 or £90 a night. Plus they have all these cooking and kitchen and living and dining facilities as well.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think it's definitely like a massive plus as well when for these companies working for us as a service accommodation. So we do obviously like try to please both the leisure market and also the corporate market, which is a good shout.
Yeah, it's much more cost effective for them as a business.
Definitely. Cool, we're off to next.
Okay, let's go upstairs. Okay, careful. Okay, so this is like the single room,
Cool, the
baby room. But as conversations have been progressing with you and I, I realised I can also maximise this room as well. And instead of having a single here, make this into a small double.
Okay, I see.
So it just come out a little bit here, but it can then sleep 2 people.
There we go.
Right,
Okay.
so
then again, like you said, like maximising that potential income as well.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good. I love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Final room. Okay.
Okay, so
this is what we called it, the secret room.
Yeah. So this is the double room, but it's got its own little bathroom as well.
Yeah.
So it looks like a wardrobe, but it's actually a bathroom.
Very, very well hidden.
It's quite cute. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And it's maximised a lot of the space.
Exactly. So when you close it off, it looks like a wardrobe.
Okay, and again here, you've got some plans. What are you looking to do?
I do. So again, you can see it's a double bedroom at the moment, but I'm going to move this double over this side, over here, and then put a small double here.
Okay.
So I guess it's like twins, but it can then sleep 4.
Wow.
Right? So from 2 people to 4 people.
Cool. And as of now, how many people does your property sleep?
At the moment, 9.
9. And because we're going to add 2 doubles and a single, that's an extra 5 more people.
Correct.
So we're going from 9 to, my maths is horrible, 14?
Correct.
That's a lot more money to make. A lot in the same property as well. And again, how I sort of look at it as well, with that opportunity to maximise your income, what does 2 extra double beds cost you? £500 maybe?
Not even that.
Not even that.
Not even that.
But yet you're going to be able to charge at least an extra £20 per person per night.
Correct.
20 times 5, that's £100 extra per night you can make, which is crazy. Even at 70% off, that's an extra £1,000.
Exactly.
From a £500 investment every month.
One-off investment.
Right. So it's great. So I feel like it's very important for people, I think, always when getting their properties to look to see how they can utilise their space, which is massively important. In terms of even like the acquisition of this property, like how did you come about like securing it?
Okay, so I was doing a lot of what everybody does, goes on Rightmove, calling agents, trying to meet up with them, trying to book viewings first of all. And I guess I kind of got lucky a little bit. Like somebody just said, you know, let's give her a chance, basically. So I went down to their office. Well, first of all, I gave a picture over the phone. Then I actually went to the office and spoke further in more detail. And I guess we just started building a rapport.
Really good.
And then he said, you know what, I'm really gonna push this one for you. So he put me in touch with the landlord. The landlord liked what he heard, and then the rest is history, basically.
Amazing.
Yeah. So.
Okay, that's really good. And in terms of like what your occupancy looks like, and for those who don't know, occupancy is a percentage of the number of days we're booked in a 30-day calendar period. So 50% occupancy is 15 days, 100% occupancy will be 30 days. So what's your average occupancy look like for a property like this?
I would say in the winter months so far, it's been about between 60 and 70%.
Not too bad. So about 18 to 21 days
Correct.
out of 30 booked, which is not bad.
And coming into like April now, it's looking at like 70 to 80% minimum. Minimum.
Really good.
Yeah.
So that means when we're getting to like August, July, September.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And in terms of like what you're charging, like say now and also in your summer season, what does that sort of look like as well?
Yeah, so I would say in the winter season, it's a minimum, I'd say £400.
Okay.
It could go as low as £350 if it's closer to the date. And then in the summer, from like April, May onwards, it's at least between £500 to £800 a night.
Wow.
Yeah, it jumps up.
Wow. So like run us through the numbers as well. Like what's your rent on the property like this?
Rent is £6,000. Yes, it's a lot of money every month.
Yeah.
But as long as we stay booked and busy, it's okay.
It's really good profits. And even just sort of based off of those numbers at say around £600 a night at 70% occupancy, like you stand to make maybe like £2,000 profit, which isn't bad. How much did it cost you, like sort of all money in on this deal?
All money in, okay. So it would have cost me, to I guess because it was like beds and stuff like that. All of that's the kitchen equipment. I would say about between three and a half.
Okay.
Minimum, I think I paid. Just everything, and then another 500, I guess, for like labour and all that stuff. So I'd say 4K.
So 4K.
4K.
Did you pay a deposit on this property?
No.
Wow.
I didn't pay deposit.
Well, that's really
Yeah,
really
I didn't
good.
pay deposit.
And did you manage to get a grace period?
No, I didn't have a grace period.
So you just went straight in, paid your first month's rent, and you got stuck in. So say if we take aside, or maybe if we include your first month's rent, so all money in about 10K?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So, and if we're looking to average around £2,000 profit a month, you're looking to maybe make a return on your investment about 6 months, which doesn't sound bad, right? And then that now gives you an opportunity to recycle and obviously go again, which I think obviously you're now looking at your next
Exactly,
one, right?
yeah.
Which is great. And obviously you've got the formula right now.
Yeah.
So you know what works, you know what strategies to use, and obviously you probably know the market a lot better. But yeah, Raquel, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate giving us the tour.
Thank you.
And as always, guys, catch you in the next one. Cool. So yes, guys, we're back to it with one of my mentees, Raquel, at her beautiful 4-bedroom central London house. God, thanks for having us. So we kind of really wanted to get a bit of an understanding of you and sort of like your journey into property, and also like work with myself on my one-to-one mentorship as well. So firstly, like what's sort of like your background? What were you sort of like doing before you kind of got started?
Well, I've been in property for the last, say, 10 years or so. That's kind of like my day job, which I still do. So I manage lots of different blocks around London. So that's my background.
Okay, cool. Now, obviously, a lot of people could say, okay, you're in property. What made you want to now jump in and do it yourself as opposed to kind of like working aspect?
Okay, I guess because I've always loved property just in general, hence why I'm in the field. But I have a lot of clients that have these properties, so I guess it's very accessible to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'm in the business. Why am I managing other people's properties? Like I should be doing my own.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that really.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that was the real kind of main like point for you to now sort of get in. So like, but there are loads of different strategies in property, right? So why did you decide to get into like rent-to-rent service accommodation?
I would say that the cash flow, it's a good way to get cash flow up. Of course, there's so many other strategies. There's like, buy-to-lets and BRRR and all these other things, but you need like lump sums of money to invest and get a mortgage and all these different things. Whereas Airbnb, you don't need a big deposit. You could just use other people's properties, other people's assets and investments, and still make a cash flow from it, still make an income from that.
100%. And that's what I really love about this business model, because it's ultimately like a middleman kind of game. And I always like it to other businesses, like for instance, like Airbnb themselves don't own their properties, Uber don't own the cars, Delivery don't own the restaurants. They are middlemen, and they literally just matchmake two different client types together and make billions. So it's a very, very similar model. And that's, again, like I totally agree with you, because a lot of people would, I want to get on a property ladder, save what? Well, in London, right? So what? 30, 40, 50K. Right. And then they either live in the property, now they're broke, and they haven't got any money. Or maybe they manage to turn it into a buy-to-let and they're making what, £300, £400 profit a month. And for me, the ROI on putting in 40, 50 grand to make back £400 doesn't quite add up. Whereas like you said, you can put down 3, 4, 5K into someone else's asset, control it, and leverage off the benefits. So I totally agree with you with that. So obviously when we first started working together, I was able to acquire this property, right? How did you come about acquiring this property?
I was online like everybody else on Rightmove, mainly just searching, looking at other agents, what do they have available, making calls, visiting their offices, and I guess just kind of building rapport with people. And then eventually I guess I just made that connection with somebody and just pitched.
A big question that a lot of people have is, why is a landlord or an estate agent going to give a property to me when they could do it themselves?
Good question. I guess you have to it's the wording and it's what you say to them and how you sell it to them. Yeah. And you kind of have to sell it in a way where it's kind of like you're taking something off their list, like you're helping them, essentially. You're making their life easier. Yeah. You're giving them something in return. So it's just, it's an exchange, but you're kind of giving them something. How can we put that?
It's an exchange of service, exactly like
services,
you said. I think I totally agree with it's an exchange of service, because I feel like sometimes a lot of people look at it as one-sided, as in like they're doing us a favor. Whereas like, no, you're giving them a consistent form of income for years and years to come, whilst you're also profiting. So like it's a very mutualist relationship. So definitely like an exchange of value. So, but like you mentioned, although you work in property, you didn't have any practical like hands-on experience when it came to renting. Working on this property on a rent-to-rent. Now, a lot of other people may say, well, I don't have any experience. Was that like a stumbling block for you? Was that a concern at all?
Well, to be honest, I would say I thought I had experience. I'm not going to lie. I thought I not knew it all, but I thought, okay, I've seen it been done before, and I've watched multiple videos on YouTube, and I thought I jumped in. I thought it was going to be just fine, and it was just fine. But then when I touched base with you, you opened my eyes up to a lot of things that never even crossed my mind. So, 100%.
No, 100%.
Recommend.
I appreciate that. But sort of like getting into, like you mentioned, like there's like loads of free resources online. Like there's YouTube courses, there's free courses. We've even got ChatGPT now. So like, Why did you end up like working on myself on the mentorship? Like, why was it important for you to like take this step and ultimately make this investment?
Because how I see it is like, I'm happy to invest in myself. That's the key thing to do. And I feel like if I can invest in myself, whether that's a mentoring course or any type of course, which then will alleviate me from making mistakes, all the stuff that you've learned along the way, you are kind of sharing that with me so I don't make those same mistakes. It's kind of like, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So that's where my thought process came from.
100%, because I sort of look at it as like you have two costs. You either have the cost of time and the cost of money. There's always going to be a cost of resource of success. And I feel like even like similarly with what you're doing with your business right now, you leveraged effectively my experience, all of my losses and lessons, right? To make sure that you can avoid that. So you can be like very successful and fruitful in your endeavor. So like, since we started like working together, right, one-to-one with myself, like what have your results looked like since? Like what have you been able to achieve?
Okay, so number one, you've taught me how to maximize the space. I wasn't looking at a double bedroom as maybe sleeping 4 people. That just didn't cross my mind. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, you taught me how to like systemize things. So a lot of things I was doing, it was all manual. In fact, not a lot. Everything was manual. So now everything's on a special platform. There's automated responses. It's just very hands off now. Yeah. So I can now focus on other things like calling up agents, going to meet agents, pitching, getting new properties on my portfolio and stuff like that. The stuff that's where the business needs me to be physically. Yes. Instead of replying to emails and messages.
110%, and I feel like that's like a big determining factor from like a side hustle into an actual business.
Exactly.
Because I always hear like, and I hate the word side hustle sometimes because it's just effectively a glorified job. Right, whereas a business is a vehicle or an organization that can effectively operate without you, right? And that's what truly makes a business. And like you said, like you kind of coming out of like the day-to-day manual mundane tasks and like creating all these standard operated procedures that can now operate, with you. In terms of like how you found the mentorship helpful, like even like what was like your best part, like what sort of like appealed to you most? Because obviously like, there's a lot out there, right? So what sort of like appealed to you and felt like this was like the right investment for yourself ultimately?
I would say that when we touched base, it was like you have your, the way you do things is one way, but you kind of tailored your approach and your what you kind of did it to what I needed. So I said to you initially, like, I'm a newbie, but I'm not a complete newbie. Yeah. This is what I've done so far. I think this is where I need help. Yeah. And then you kind of like tailored that to me. So it was like, okay, cool, no problem. So let's start from here. We don't need to start from ground zero. Let's start from 50 and work our way up to 100. Yeah. That's what I really liked. Yeah. That you tailored it to my needs. And you're very responsive.
Thank you.
You're here physically in person. Like, you're a busy guy. You didn't have to come here. And yeah, like your team, everybody around you has been really, really helpful. The knowledge you've shared has been invaluable. Do you know what I mean? So it's been amazing.
No, 100%. And I also think another thing as well, like you obviously, like you mentioned, you do this alongside your job. A big thing that a lot of people say is like, how is this possible to do this when I've got a family, I've got children, I've got a 9 to 5? How did you sort of find this kind of like balancing act?
I just don't make excuses. I don't know if that's me as a person, but I just don't make excuses. If you want something bad enough, you'll just do it, right? Yeah. Like, yes, I'm tired. Yes, I have a child. Yes, I have a 9 to 5. Yes, all these different things. But it's like, okay, you can find a time. Yeah. Right? And just if you find a time, it will work.
No, I'm totally with you. And in terms of like, everyone wants to know numbers, people are pocket watchers. So of what you can tell, right? Talk to us a bit about the numbers. What's the rent? How much did it cost you to set up? How long did it take you to set up? When was your first booking and what are sort of the profits?
Okay. Rent is £6,000 a month.
Okay.
It took me about 2 weeks, I guess, to get it set up. However, I did take photos on that viewing. Yeah. And I pre-listed it. So before it was actually, live, it was live, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. So I was already getting bookings in, even though it wasn't live. Yeah. So that really helped me get above, get a step of foot ahead of the way and get bookings in, because it was actually during the winter season where it was like,
a bit slower.
Sure, yeah. Yes. So it was really helpful to do that. Numbers wise, so £6,000 in rent, In profit-wise, in the low season, it's about £2,000. However, that's a potential to raise to about £5,000 to £6,000 in the summer months.
Wow.
So it's really good.
That's really lucrative.
Yeah.
And again, like you mentioned, like this business, like it's highly cash flowing, right? So I'm sure obviously you're not going to just stop with here, right? So what's your plan? So what is the next like 6 to 12 months, even sort of like off camera, you kind of show me a few viewings that you even got later today.
Yeah.
So like talk to me a bit about like your goals over the next 6 to 12 months for your business, and also where do you kind of see your life like changing off the back of this as well?
Okay, well, I would love to say if I had 5 properties by the end of this year, I'd be happy.
Wow. That's nice.
So if I get another 4, I'll be happy.
Wow, that'd be really good. And I think definitely with the numbers you're doing now, that quite comfortably puts you in sort of like the 5 figures, like
Correct.
10K plus a month profit.
Yeah.
Right. So then now, like, let's fast forward. I always love manifesting, right? So let's fast forward 6 to 12 months, end of the year from now. You now have 5 properties in your portfolio. You're making £10,000 plus in profit. What does your life look like now? What are you doing more of that maybe you're not doing now? And what are you maybe doing less of that you are probably doing now?
I mean, 5 is not the limit. It's just, I would say that's just a comfortable number for me. But there's no limit. I could have way more than 5.
500.
Yeah, 500 even, right? And then I would say like, you know, that money you can invest in other things.
Yes.
I'm very still into buy to let and all these other things and flipping houses and stuff. So I'm still into that stuff. So that will give me the cash flow to put into that.
Really good.
Right? So yeah.
No, I think that's a really good model, because that's pretty much the same kind of path that I took. Because again, like, you know, the average person can't buy a house full stop, let alone in London, one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive city in the UK, or, you know, in most places around the world. So then you create a cash flowing business, and then you use the cash on that cash flowing business to then buy assets. Whereas I feel like where a lot of people go the wrong way round about is that they use all their capital to buy an asset, which I suppose brings them money, but not at a high enough ROI for them to continue doing it. Because if you're making £10,000 profit a month, realistically, you can afford to buy a house 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas the average person couldn't on their salary.
Exactly.
Right? So like, yeah, I definitely think, especially Rico, just from like working with you over the last sort of few months, you have like the persistence, the commitment, and honestly everything it takes. Like I'll kid you not, guys, like I'll literally be sometimes on calls and like Raquel's literally either just like driving on the go, or like she's literally here like just on the stairs like packing and going up and down, like doing it yourself, like a real hustler. Like honestly, like it's so commendable, and like I kid you not, this is the reason why you will be successful. Because I always say like between a lot of people who are successful and are not successful isn't like their environment, isn't the money, isn't the background, what they look like, culture. It's honestly the mindset.
Yeah.
That is like the differential factor. It's how far are you willing to push yourself? How many no's, how many frogs are you willing to kiss until you get to where you need to be?
Yeah.
Right? Like you've been on like you said like earlier, you've had dozens of phone calls.
Yeah.
You've been on a bunch of viewings.
Yeah.
Right? And yet you're still going. And yet you're still hopeful because you got your goal in mind. And I always say like you are the biggest enemy of yourself.
Correct.
And if nothing changes, nothing changes. Yeah, but Raquel, I know a lot of people, again, are in your position, working a 9 to 5, want to get out sort of like the quote unquote rat race, and are sort of looking to invest in themselves and start the property journey. What's like one piece of advice you'd give to the people who are looking to start and kind of like take action?
I would say stop thinking and do. Like let this year be the year of your yes. Just go for it. Like honestly, just stop procrastinating. You can do it. If there's any obstacle, you can get through that obstacle, but you have to start somewhere and start with saying yes to yourself.
I couldn't say anything better than that. But guys, thanks. Hope you really appreciate this video, Raquel. Thank you so much for having us. And then you'll obviously be touching base to your 10K mums.
Thank you.
Cool, guys. Catch you next one.